Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
It's our sports unit for the month of May. Lots of you out there love sports. You might be a spectator or a participant. You might like to play sports or simply watch sports. I guess I like to watch sports more than I like to play them, but I do exercise from time to time. But today we're talking about kind of an alternative sport, which is called paintball. Paintball, okay? Have you ever played paintball before?
I have, but I consider it a game more than
Not
a sport.
Huh?
Yeah. It's so fun. It can hurt a little bit. You know, I've been hit by some of those balls in the past, and I think, ow! But it's a lot of fun. And if you have a good crowd, a good group that is playing against each other, it can just be a really fun time.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a war, but without actually shooting other people and killing them. You just hit them with paint. And then if they get hit with paint, I guess that means they're dead and out of the game or injured or whatever. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you gear up for something, well, you just simply get prepared for something. You get ready for something. And it's kind of interesting that we're using the term gear up because gear refers to the equipment that you need.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the guns and the bullets and all the stuff you need if you want to participate in this sport. So let's get to it. Let's read the entire contents of our lesson now one time. Imagine dodging behind barriers as paintballs whiz past, strategizing your next move while aiming to tag an opponent. Welcome to the world of paintball, a thrilling sport that has captured the imagination of adventure seekers worldwide. Originally invented in the 1960s by Charles Nelson, to mark trees and livestock, the paintball marker evolved into the paintball gun used today. Paintball took on a new life in 1981 when it became a competitive sport. The first official game, held in New Hampshire, U.S., pitted players against each other in a survival challenge. From that point forward, paintball grew into a global phenomenon. In paintball, players use markers to shoot paint-filled pellets at their opponents. The game can take various forms, such as capturing a flag or eliminating all opponents. Players move through fields filled with natural and artificial obstacles, relying on teamwork and tactics to succeed. Like any sport, paintball requires specialized equipment for safety and enjoyment. Players must wear goggles for eye protection and clothing to shield exposed skin. Modern markers, powered by compressed air, ensure precision and consistency. Fields accommodate various gameplay styles, offering dynamic landscapes for every type of player. Whether for a challenge or casual fun, paintball offers an exciting way to connect with friends and test your skills. Gather your team, gear up, and experience the excitement.
Okay, guys, let's dive in. We're talking about playing paintball, which is an adventure, an activity, a game. I guess you could say it's a type of sport. At least you're running around. You're getting your heart rate up, so it's good exercise. But it's so much fun. I played with family members, and they're kind of crazy. So it was a good time. But again, if you do get hit by the paintball, you can feel it. It doesn't hurt a lot, but, you know.
So it can kind of sting, huh?
Yeah, sometimes, depending on where they hit you. So imagine dodging behind barriers as paintballs whiz past. We're going to look at the first part of this sentence first, and then I'll let Tom finish it up. If you dodge, it means you're avoiding something, but usually you're making a kind of a quick, sudden move. We played dodgeball in elementary school. There was a big, fat, round ball. It was kind of soft. The guys who could throw harder could hit you. But we loved playing dodgeball during recess, I remember. So to dodge something, maybe there are two of you walking down the hall and your boss goes, "Hey, you two." And you know he wants to give somebody a task and you try to dodge behind your coworkers so he doesn't call on you. So you can dodge things by avoiding something you can dodge. But here it's really actively moving your body physically to make a sudden move.
Yeah, you kind of hide behind these barriers. A barrier is just something that's in your way, but in this particular case, it's something that you hide behind. If you're actually in a war or something, you might hide behind trees or rocks. Those would be barriers as well. They're just kind of obstacles that could protect you, or you could use them to attack your enemy or whatever. And so you are dodging behind these barriers, and paintballs are whizzing past. Here, whiz is just a sound. It's a word that describes the sound of these things moving quickly past. Whiz, whiz, kind of like that. And the next thing you're going to do is strategize your next move while aiming to tag an opponent. Now, it's interesting. In this sentence, we got the word strategize. I haven't really heard that used in that way very often. It's correct, okay, but I don't think it's quite common.
In business, sometimes they'll use it.
Okay, that makes sense. If you're in business, then be aware of this word. But the more common form is the noun form, strategy. So you need to establish a strategy, or you need to have a strategy for your next move, kind of an overall plan. So you kind of plan your next move, and you're aiming to tag an opponent. You're actually aiming at them with a gun, but aim here also can mean you have this as your goal.
Yeah, to tag someone, sometimes we'll use this when we're playing a game, and it just means you touch them or you grab something. Maybe you're playing tag football, touch football, it's also called, and you'll grab these cloth tags that are worn around their waists. So to tag here just means to actually get that opponent by hitting them with a paintball. Now, welcome to the world of paintball. It's a thrilling sport that's captured the imagination of adventure seekers worldwide. A lot of times, guys, especially grown men, will get together and just play with a bunch of men. It's probably easier that way because they're brutal. The men will really go for the spot on you that hurts the most. So it has captured the imagination of people who are looking for adventure. Capture here just means to get somebody's attention, right? To capture somebody's attention. It can mean to take someone into custody, or maybe you're looking for a criminal and the police capture that criminal. They actually take them away and arrest them. So here we're going to kind of get your attention by doing something that's really fun, and it has captured the attention of a lot of people.
Yeah, this phrase, to capture the imagination of, just means it's very interesting. You see it and you go, wow, that's cool. I'd like to participate in that sport myself. So it captures your imagination. And again, it's kind of a sport that involves adventure. It's not like chess or cards or something like that.
No.
It's quite exciting, and you probably need to be physically fit for this particular activity. Now, here in the next paragraph, it says, originally invented in the 1960s by Charles Nelson to mark trees and livestock, the paintball marker evolved into the paintball gun used today. So here we have one of the pieces of equipment that you use. It's called the paintball marker, which I think is actually a kind of gun. Okay, it's a special term here for the gun that shoots the paintballs. And of course, this person, Charles Nelson, did not invent this as a sport. He just wanted a way to mark trees and livestock. Okay, so if you mark a tree, you put some sort of symbol on the tree, like, oh, this tree is where you need to go in the forest so you don't get lost or something. Yeah. And he also wanted to mark livestock, like cattle or cows or whatever, or pigs, just to make sure they don't get lost. You have a certain mark on the pig, like a pink spot. Oh, that belongs to that farm over there. Let's return it to that farm. You're marking the livestock.
Yeah, I guess they were saying, hey, these are ours. Stay away from them. Or maybe you're marking a tree to cut one down. It was just a way to have something stay more permanently, some sort of mark or sign on something. So it evolved into the paintball gun that's used today, and paintball took on a new life in 1981. That's when it became a competitive sport where teams would play against each other and to see who was better and to win a prize, maybe. The first official game was held in New Hampshire. That's back on the east coast of the United States. And this game pitted players against each other in a survival challenge. To pit someone against somebody else just means to put them up against each other as rivals or as competitors. And they had something they were calling a survival challenge. So it sounds pretty intense. From that point forward, in 1981, paintball grew into a global phenomenon. Yeah, the first time I saw it played, I thought, oh my gosh, that would be fun to play. And it took a while to get people rounded up and get teams together. And of course, you have to pay for certain things. Usually, you rent those things at a paintball course that you can go to. It depends on where you're playing. But it was a lot of fun.
Is the paint water-based or oil-based?
It's water.
Okay, so therefore you can wash it out of your clothes, no problem. If it's oil-based, you probably got permanent stains on your clothing there. I imagine they wear a lot of military fatigues or whatever kind of military clothes.
Well, don't wear anything you want to keep nice forever.
Okay, or just use it for that sport specifically. And here in the next paragraph it says, in paintball, players use markers to shoot paint-filled pellets at their opponents. So here we've got the word pellets. That's kind of like a bullet. It's round and it's compressed and kind of put together. We have different kinds of pellets as well. If you go to a pond in some place, and sometimes they have those machines that sell fish food, so you can feed the fish, we would call those pellets, just little pieces of things that are very small and very compact. And in this particular case, that's what these pellets are. They're kind of like bullets.
Yeah, that's what they look like. And they're filled with paint. But as Tom mentioned, it's not oil-based paint, which is permanent. So, but again, don't wear your nice clothes when you go play. The game can take various forms, that's for sure. You can use a flag where each team is trying to capture that flag, and whoever captures it first wins the game. Or you can eliminate or kill, quote-unquote, kill, not really kill, but mark these people with paint. By using that paintball gun, you can eliminate all the opponents, and that would be the end of the game. And so whoever kills all their opponents first wins the game, or if you capture your opponent's flag, that would also symbolize winning the game.
Yeah, I wonder how they differentiate between killing somebody and just injuring them. Like if you shoot them in the foot or something, that probably wouldn't actually kill them, but it would injure them. So they probably have rules for this to determine
kill spots.
Kill spots like your head or your chest or something
your
like
heart
that.
area.
But if it's your hand or your knee or something, it probably wouldn't kill you.
Nope.
But you'd be injured. And players move through fields filled with natural and artificial obstacles or barriers, relying on teamwork and tactics to succeed. Okay, so this is what happens. They've got these fields set up, and they've got these natural obstacles, which could be trees and rocks that are already there, but there could also be artificial obstacles, ones that have been put there on purpose, maybe like a wooden wall or something like that, or some bushes. They've been put there specifically for these games. An obstacle is just something in your way, okay? We have lots of obstacles to overcome in life, for example, difficulties that we overcome so that we can continue living and so we can be healthy and happy as we go on living, okay? So in this particular case, you need to rely on teamwork. You got to cooperate with your teammates. You can't just go off on your own or you'll be killed. And yes, you need these tactics or these strategies, these plans in order to win.
Now, when I went and played, we went to a paintball center, I guess you could say. You could play inside or outside. Outside's more fun if the weather's nice. There's more room to run around, but you did see a lot of natural obstacles, lots of trees. Now, I was in Arizona in the desert, so we're hiding behind cactus, things like that, or big rocks. You got to watch out for snakes if you're from Arizona like I am. But these are lots of fun. But the places that have the best obstacle courses, I would say, because that's kind of what it feels like is an obstacle course, we had the most fun there. So you want to check into different places that offer paintball games or areas that you can actually play this. You don't want to be inside usually because it's messy. That paint is a real mess. So you want to check that out before you decide where to go. And also price will come into play as well. Some of these places can be kind of expensive, but it's really fun. We're going to take a quick break, guys, listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to finish this off.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜，我们今天要带大家去玩漆弹哦。打漆弹好好玩，好刺激，好紧张，对不对？好，那这个漆弹英文怎么说呢？在标题当中我们看到的是 paintball， paint 就是油漆嘛，漆嘛吼。paintball 真的是打漆弹，就是字面的意思。那当然文章一开始呢就告诉我们说这个打漆弹啊什么样的状况，很紧张啊，漆弹的子弹的这个呼啸而过啊。第一段就是描述一个场景，不过第一段的最后面这一句第二句呢，其实它必须要过渡到接下来2、3段我们整个文章的内容。所以我们看到第一段的第二句是告诉我们我们来看看这个漆弹到底是怎么样子的一个状况。那在第二段当中呢，我们特别注意有一个限定用法的关系子句哦。在这边的第二句啊，我们看到限定用法关系子句，它的先行词是逗点前面的 paintball， 逗点后面的 a thrilling sport， 其实它就是同位语的概念嘛。什么样的运动 that 到句尾，这个限定用法告诉我们就是一个很刺激的全球冒险爱好者很喜欢的运动。好，那当然来到第二段啊，就要进入到我们的正题了，因为开始这个文章我们设计成为这个克漏字综合测验。不过我觉得第一题是比较有挑战因为对我们来说啊，这种动词的变化其实真的是最困难的。好，那第一句呢，这个第二段的第一句也是第一题，不过它比较特别，因为一开始又出现了 originally 副词加上 invented 的过去分词。原本一开始被发明，谁被发明啊？句子如果没有出现主词的话，我们强烈怀疑它应该就是分词构句，尤其高中英文的重点之一就是分词构句啊，这些句子简化。我们把句子看完之后检查一下，发现逗点之后的主词 the paintball marker 原本一开始是被 Charles Nelson 所发明的啦，没错，它就是一个分词构句。不过在这里省略的应该就是很单纯逗点之后的 and， 因为两句话之间呢，它其实没有太多的这个逻辑关系，比如说因果的时间的条件或者是让步，比较没有。那我们接下来就来看到第一题咯，这个使用的 use 到底要填哪一个动词变化会比较好呢？我们看到了从第一个这个地方前面是 the paintball gun， 好，那这个漆弹枪怎么样呢？evolve into 就演变成我们今天所使用注意我们使用漆弹枪，言下之意这个枪是被我们使用的，其实它是一个关系子句的简化。我们还原的话，第一个应该是 which 或 that is used today， 就是我们今天被我们使用。当然我们这个主词很广泛，直接删掉嘛，关系子句简化，而且是被动， which 或 that 跟 be 动词的意思直接删掉。那为什么一直可以直接删掉呢？因为在句子简化当中啊，只要是动词就变动词 ing， be 它是功能性，它没有意义的，所以直接删掉，剩下的是答案 B。 好，那么接下来我们又看到这种句子简化，比如说在第二段第三句的地方，第三句这边的逗点从逗点 held 一直到 US 逗点，这边我们也左右括号起来。我们根据它的文意推测，它就是 which was 的省略，它的结构跟我们刚刚解题的 question 1 是完全一样的哦。好，所以一开始呢，这第一个官方的比赛，也就是当时在美国的 New Hampshire 这个地方被举行。好，那么告诉我们这样子的一个起源之后呢，就直接来到了我们第三段。第三段就告诉我们说漆弹其实有很多的形式不管你是要夺旗啦，还是你想要消灭对手之类的。那这个 question 3第三句第三题我们其实可以在第二段第三句当中看到逗点之后有一个 such as， 比如说，所以它其实用具体的实例告诉你这个第三题到底是什么意思。那既然比如说你可以夺旗比如说你可以把对手消灭，那不就是各种不同的玩法吗？所以答案选 C 的 take various forms。 好，不过同样第三段第三句我们这边就要再复习一下我们刚刚谈到的关系子句简化。在这里在句子一开始的第四个单字 fields， 当然在这个场地当中玩，哪样的场地呢？ field 左括号到逗点这边右括号， which 或 that 的省略 are，所以大家呢，玩家就在各种的这个充满天然或者是人工障碍的这样子的一个 field 场地来玩。好， 那后面逗点之后的 relying 呢，其实也是我们刚刚说的分词构句哦，应该是把 and 删掉了连接词 rely on， 谁要依靠这个所谓的 teamwork 跟一些 tactics 来这个成功呢？当然就是 players 玩家，所以把 and 删掉之后，发现主词也都一样 they 也删掉了，那么动词的 rely on 直接加上 ing。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the last two paragraphs in our lesson for today. First of all, I wanted to ask, is this sport played in Taiwan? Have you heard of people playing this sport here in Taiwan?
I have, yeah.
Okay, I heard about it many years ago. Somebody told me they were playing paintball on Yamingshan. They were playing there, but I'm not sure if that is true anymore, but that was many years ago. But I'm sure it's probably played in other parts of the island as well. But here in this paragraph, it says, like any sport, paintball requires specialized equipment for safety and enjoyment. Okay, so some sports don't require a lot of equipment. If you want to play basketball, for example, you just need some good shoes and a basketball, and you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
But for this particular sport, you need some very specialized equipment. Okay, if something's specialized, it is specific for a purpose. It's specialized for a specific or special purpose. And here we've got the equipment, which we'll talk about in a second, but you need this equipment for safety and enjoyment. If you don't have this equipment, you could get injured and you won't be able to defeat your opponents. So there is a certain amount of equipment or gear that you need to play this sport.
Yeah, here's some of the stuff that you need. You need to wear goggles. They look like glasses, but they're kind of thick. They usually have rubber bands that go around your head and connect the two eyepieces. We use goggles when we go swimming sometimes. And maybe if you've been in some, I don't know, really risky or high adventure sports, you might want to wear goggles. If you go skiing, water skiing, not necessarily. I don't wear goggles when I'm water skiing, but if I'm snow skiing, sometimes it's better to wear goggles. Here, you do it for eye protection because if that paintball lands in your eye, wow, that would hurt. You might lose an eye, actually. So you definitely want to have your goggles for eye protection. And then you want to wear the right clothing to shield exposed skin. I would make sure you have long sleeves and long pants on. Don't wear shorts or short sleeve shirts because that paint not only gets you dirty, but it hurts as it hits. So you want to have the clothing on your skin to protect you.
This sounds like it's describing the fireworks thing in Yanshui, you know, for Yuanxiaojie every year down in Yanshui and Tainan. And yes, indeed, you need to wear protective equipment like goggles. I think a lot of people wear motorcycle helmets when they go to that. But in this particular sport, wearing motorcycle helmets would be probably too big and heavy.
Yeah.
So you need to wear those goggles, which protect your eyes from the front and from the sides. That's how we describe goggles. They're for eye protection. And again, you need that clothing to shield the exposed skin. You don't want to have any exposed skin because if you get hit by a bullet or a pellet or whatever we're calling it, it could hurt really badly. It might break the skin and cause a very serious infection.
You might get some bruises regardless, ladies, so better remember that. Modern markers, those are the paintball guns. They're powered by compressed air. If something's compressed, it's kind of pushed into a small space. And this ensures or makes sure you have a lot of precision in your shots, you could say, and consistency. Actually, it's pretty accurate. Those paintball guns are really good.
Are they rifles or pistols?
I had a pistol.
Okay.
They may have rifles too at this point. I don't know. Depends on the place you go to and what kind of weaponry they have, kind of the guns they have. It depends.
I wonder if there's an equivalent in archery, like paintball done with the bows and arrows. I can't imagine how you could avoid injury that way.
No.
An arrow with paint on the end of it, it would still hurt or possibly kill your opponent. So, yeah, don't try that.
No.
Use these specialized pieces of equipment here. Again, we've got these, they're not called pistols or rifles, but they're called markers. Again, that's kind of the weapon you're using. And they've got that pss, pss, that compressed air that you hear when buses stop at red lights and they kind of make those pss, pss sounds. That's because of compressed air. And yes, we have the precision here. Precise is the adjective. Precision is the noun. It just means it's right on. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's not too far to the left, too far to the right. It is precise. Sometimes, of course, when you want to describe something to someone else, you need to be precise. You need to speak with precision. You can't be vague and 啰嗦. You can't be vexingly verbose, as we translate that term into English, although people don't really say that. But in any case, yes, you need to have the precision. Otherwise, you're going to miss your enemy.
Another word for precision would be accuracy. You want to be accurate. You want to hit your target, whatever you're aiming for, that is. So these fields that they offer to play the game accommodate various gameplay styles. You can choose to play the game the way you want to. You need to talk to your two teams that are set up because you are playing in teams. So this offers dynamic landscapes for every type of player. Dynamic just means something that changes up a lot. There's a lot of action, a lot of activity. If you describe someone as being dynamic, they're probably always moving, going around. They have goals to achieve. They're movers and shakers. They're very dynamic. They don't sit around and complain. They're very positive people. Well, this place that we're talking about, these different places, they offer different types of landscapes for every type of player. So I guess grandmas could get together and play with old friends. I don't know. I'm just imagining who would go and play paintball. Usually it's younger guys that really get into this.
Yeah, I guess I'm imagining the landscapes too would be something like, forest battle or the desert or something like that, or maybe even a naval battle with paintball. Who knows? These are different landscapes for every type of player and every type of team. Here's the final paragraph. It says, whether for a challenge or casual fun, paintball offers an exciting way to connect with friends and test your skills. So this is a common way in which we end articles. Whether it's this or it's that, still, this is the case here. So you can have these different choices. It can be a challenge, something that's difficult to do, but if you succeed, you feel really good. Or it might be just casual fun. You have some free time to kill on the weekend or something. Why not? Let's go play paintball at the paintball center. Casual just means not formal. For example, I'm not sure if offices still have that, but they have these casual Fridays.
Oh, yeah, still do.
Oh, they still do. Okay, because I haven't worked in an office for quite some time. But that just means you wear jeans and T-shirts as opposed to suits and ties.
Or dresses or really serious formal clothing. Yeah, I love Casual Friday. So it is fun. It could be good for a challenge. Some businesses like to do this to boost teamwork or boost morale in the office. So there are lots of reasons a business would want to go and play paintball. It offers an exciting way to connect with friends, test your skills, see how accurate or if you're a good shot or not, whether you can hide well or not, and whether you can attack your opponent. So gather your team, gear up, get ready. That's what gear up means. And experience the excitement. It's a lot of fun. I have experience playing it, and I totally recommend it.
It sounds like fun, and maybe in the future you could play it with a slingshot as opposed to some type of gun. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
所以跟其他运动一样，当然我们运动的时候就会有一些装备啦，比如说打漆弹你一定要戴护目镜吧，那打漆弹也要穿衣服啊，这样子。不过现代漆弹枪啊都是用压缩空气为动力的啦。我们在第4段的第3句这个地方也是看到关系子句的简化，跟我们刚刚一直从第1段、第2段这个第3段我们一直来复习一下。这边第3句抽出来，逗点之后的 power 的前面我们插入 which are power 的，又是个被动，对不对？关带的汇聚省略 be 动词 are 变成 be ing 动词 ing 嘛，这种功能性的动词 be ing 直接把它删掉，剩下的是被动。好，所以右括号呢，直接也是在我们逗点的地方，它就是一个非限定用法补充说明关系子句的一个简化。好，那当然我们最后有谈到这个场地啊，场地就是会容纳各种不同游戏风格嘛，看是要夺旗啦，还是要消灭啊之类的。不过在这边的第4段，这个第4句的地方还是一个 and 省略的分词构句。我们看到 fields 这个场地，第一个动词 accommodate 容纳，逗点之后，这些场地提供了动态的多变的景观。那 offer 跟刚才的 accommodate 中间没有连接词啊 and 删掉之后，第二个动词直接变动词 ing offering。所以这个漆弹呢，的确是非常刺激，而且非常好玩。如果大家有空的时候，不妨可以去试着玩看看哦。以上是今天的内容，我是安娜，我们下次见。
That is it for today. Thanks for joining us, and please join us again next time. And if you happen to have a game of paintball, hey, tell us about it. Write to us and let us know how it went. And also remember to check out our extra content on YouTube and Facebook. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.